So let's talk about the value pyramid. And of course, the very high point of the value pyramid is in the rare, high value antiques and collectibles. These are things like fine art, antiques that are in high demand, rarities that are just incredibly difficult to find. But they don't have to be ancient items. They don't have to be items that are 200 or 300 years old. There are collectibles that are as young as 10 or 15 or 20 years old. And they are collectible by virtue of the fact that they either were produced in limited numbers or they are an unusual variation of something that was produced in high numbers. There are a lot of reasons why something might be considered rare and high value. There also is a lot of junk that is ancient. I found out that just because something is old does not make it valuable. Okay, so be aware of that as you're looking at these types of things. The best place to sell these types of highly collectible and rare items is still eBay. eBay is still the best marketplace for higher end collectibles of all types. And that's because it originated in the collectibles world. It's still the leader in the collectibles world. And that's where people go to find the things that are really difficult to find. That's where the whole world knows if you want to find something and it's kind of hard to find, eBay's the place to go. Now, the next level down on the value pyramid is the area of collectibles and new in-box items. Collectibles would be just like this example here, this Star Wars toy from the 70s. It's highly collectible because it's a complete set and it contains parts and little pieces that could easily be lost. So that would be one example of a collectible. It could be anything collectible though. It could be a vintage watch. It could be vintage Levi's jeans. They're very collectible. It could be a piece of art or pop art or something along those lines. So those are collectibles. Now we also are talking about new in-box products. These are they're not collectible items, they're just new and they're in the box. Therefore, they carry a pretty decent value because they are brand new and they're new in the box. These are perfect items to sell on eBay as well because they are in high demand, plus they are new. Now, although the higher profits for you is in the collectibles world, eBay is now geared towards sellers of new items as well. So you stand to benefit from this as well. And by the way, Amazon is also a great place to sell brand new items, especially if you luck out and end up with a large lot of the same item. Amazon is a great way to go. You could use their Amazon FBA program, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, which simply means you ship all your product to them, and then every time one of those products sells, Amazon does the shipping for you from their warehouses. It's an awesome, awesome program. So that's what I would do if I ran into a huge lot of the same product and it was all brand new in the box. Now, the next level on the value pyramid is large collectibles and large new in-box items. Now, here's an example of a large collectible, okay? It's a life-size Iron Man costume or a life-size Iron Man, I guess you could say figurine. That would be an example of a large, high-value collectible. I don't know what it sells for, but I would estimate that it would be at least between $2,000 and $7,000. So this is still a very high profit potential product because it's large, but it's also mainly because it's high value and it's a collectible. But this would also include large products that are new in the box. For example, one time I did a storage auction and I bought a unit and it had a brand new floor jack for a vehicle, to lift a vehicle, brand new in the box with all the warranty paperwork, everything inside of it. It was brand new, but it was a fairly large item. So I didn't want to put that on eBay because it was very heavy and it was very large and it only sold for like $75. So that was an item that I listed on Craigslist and had somebody come out to the storage unit and pick it up and pay me cash. So larger items like that are better sold on Craigslist or through local channels such as antique malls or on consignment with antique stores. But keep in mind that if you sit them in an antique mall or in an antique store, they could languish for a long time there. And that's because these items, these places don't get much traffic. The items often are highly priced, and so people are just not as motivated to buy them there. You can also sell larger items on eBay and simply choose the pickup only as the shipping option. This is where they actually come to you to pick up the large item. This way, you use eBay to expose the item to a large audience, and you can still get higher prices for it as well. Now, the next level in the value pyramid is large common items. This is a picture of me at my very first storage auction, the very first storage unit that I bought. This is so long ago, I look like I'm about 20 pounds lighter and about 20 years younger, but I wasn't. But this is a big screen TV. One of the first things I saw when I looked into this unit, and I was really excited. Of course, now it's a very dated TV. Even then, it was kind of a dated TV, but this unit was a 10 by 30 unit. It had tons and tons of stuff. I made almost $5,000 on this unit in profit by buying this storage unit. But anyway, we did run into quite a few large common items, including a large Craftsman floor jack that I just mentioned. So these items are for sure best sold on Craigslist. That just seems to be the best way to move large items that are common. And, in other words, they don't have a lot of collector value. They're not the type of item that people are frantically looking for, but they might be cruising Craigslist and searching for a particular type of table, particular type of, used item. This is the best place for that type of an item. Now, next on the value pyramid is common items valued at $15 or more. Now, I just kind of set the level at $15 or more and then $15 or less. Common items that are valued at $15 or more, this is good, solid eBay merchandise because the value of the merchandise makes it worth your time to sell the item. If it's anything under $15, even under $20, it may not be worth your time to sell the item. The time and effort that it takes to ship the item. And then next we have common items that are valued at $15 or less. This is the bottom of the pyramid, and of course this is where you're going to have most of your items. So if you only have one or a few of these lower valued items, it's really not worth listing them as a way of making money and maximizing your profits. However, if you have multiples of the same item at that lower price point and the item is in pretty good demand, these can be great products that can add to your bottom line. That's because you're benefiting from one listing of multiple items. That one listing contains maybe 10 or 20 of the same item, and that saves you time and helps to maximize your profit as well. So let's summarize this module. In this session, you learned how to determine the value and the demand of items you have around the house. You also learned how to determine which listing format is best for each item according to that item's particular characteristics, and you learned about my pyramid of value concept, which helps you determine the best way to sell each item to make the most money according to that item's particular characteristics.